The South African Social Security Agency, SASSA, plays a vital role in supporting millions of citizens across South Africa by providing financial assistance to vulnerable groups such as the elderly, persons with disabilities, and low-income families. Every few months, especially in April and October, SASSA reviews and adjusts its social grants to help beneficiaries cope with inflation, rising living costs, and changes in the economy. As we move into October 2025, SASSA has officially confirmed another round of grant increases that will bring relief to millions of South Africans who rely on these payments to meet their daily needs. This update covers everything you need to know about the October 2025 SASSA grant increase, including the new grant amounts, reasons for the adjustment, who qualifies, how the payments will be made, and what these changes mean for the country's broader social welfare system. The October 2025 SASSA grant increase is part of the government's continued effort to protect vulnerable citizens from the effects of inflation and a rising cost of living. South Africa, like many other countries, has been battling high food prices, fuel costs, and housing expenses. Many beneficiaries have expressed concerns that their monthly payments were no longer enough to cover even basic necessities such as food, electricity, and transportation. In response, the Department of Social Development, DSD, together with the National Treasury, approved an increase in several social grants starting from October 1, 2025. This adjustment is seen as both an economic necessity and a moral commitment to safeguard the dignity of those who depend on SASSA grants. Let's start by discussing the new grant amounts for October 2025. According to official SASSA updates, the old age pension grant, one of the largest categories of social assistance, has been increased. Previously, older persons aged 60 to 74 received $2,180 per month, while those aged 75 and older received $2,200. From October 2025, these amounts will rise to $2,260 and $2,280 respectively. This $80 increase may seem modest, but for many pensioners, it can make a real difference in buying essential groceries or paying electricity bills. Similarly, the disability grant, which provides support for South Africans unable to work due to a long-term physical or mental condition, will also rise from $2,180 to $2,260. The War Veterans Grant will increase slightly more, from $2,200 to $2,280, matching the rate for older beneficiaries over 75. The Foster Child Grant, which assists families and guardians taking care of children who are not biologically theirs, will increase from $1,130 to $1,170 per child per month. This adjustment acknowledges the growing financial responsibility placed on foster families, especially amid rising costs of food and school supplies. The Care Dependency Grant, given to caregivers of children with severe disabilities who require full-time care, will also increase from $2,180 to $2,260. Meanwhile, the Child Support Grant, which is the most widely distributed grant in the country and provides essential help to low-income parents and guardians, will go up from $530 to $550 per child. For households that qualify for the Child Support Grant top-up, the amount will now total as $770 per child, combining the base grant and the top-up benefit. The Grant in Aid, which provides additional support to those who already receive another SASSA grant and need full-time assistance, will increase from $540 to $560. It's important to note that the October 2025 increase applies automatically, meaning beneficiaries do not need to reapply or visit SASSA offices to receive the higher amounts. The new payments will be reflected in their accounts from the first week of October onwards, following SASSA's usual payment schedule. The rollout will start with older persons, followed by disability grants, and finally children's grants, ensuring a smooth and organized payment process. SASSA has confirmed that payments will continue to be made through the usual channels, including direct deposits into bank accounts, SASSA Gold cards at ATMs, and cash pay points for those in rural areas without easy banking access. But why did SASSA and the South African government decide on these particular increases? The main reason is inflation. Over the past year, the country has experienced inflation rates hovering between 5% and 6%, which directly impacts the cost of food, utilities, and transportation. Essential goods like bread, maize meal, cooking oil, and electricity have all seen price increases. Without a corresponding rise in grant payments, many vulnerable citizens would fall deeper into poverty. Thus, The October 2025 increase is designed to partially offset these inflationary pressures. While the adjustments may not fully match the pace of inflation, they represent the government's effort to maintain the real purchasing power of social grants and prevent further hardship. Another key reason behind the October 2025 grant adjustments is the ongoing goal to reduce inequality and poverty in South Africa. The country still faces one of the highest inequality rates in the world, and social grants remain a critical instrument in narrowing that gap. According to recent government reports, more than 18 million South Africans currently receive some form of social assistance through SASSA. For many households, these grants represent the only reliable source of income. Studies have shown that SASSA grants help reduce hunger, improve school attendance, and promote better health outcomes, especially among children and the elderly. Therefore, increasing grant amounts not only helps individuals but also contributes to the broader social and economic well-being of the nation. Let's take a closer look at how these increases affect each category of beneficiaries. For pensioners, the extra 80 each month might mean being able to buy a few more essential food items, afford transportation to clinics, or cover rising electricity tariffs. Many other citizens have expressed that even a small increase feels significant when every cent counts. For people with disabilities, the rise in the disability grant helps cover the cost of medication, assistive devices, or special diets. These individuals often face additional living expenses that others might not, so maintaining the value of this grant is essential for their independence and dignity. For families receiving the Child Support grant, their 20 increase per child, while small, adds up in larger households. Many South African families rely on this grant to buy school uniforms, food, and hygiene products. It plays a crucial role in child development and in reducing child poverty nationwide. Similarly, the foster child grant and care dependency grant increases ensure that caregivers have slightly more financial room to provide proper care and education for children under their protection. The grant in aid increase is also vital for caregivers who look after those who cannot take care of themselves. This extra 20 per month helps with daily costs such as hygiene items, medical supplies, or transportation. One of the major changes accompanying the October 2025 grant increase is the government's plan to expand digital access and verification systems. Over the years, SASSA has struggled with issues such as long queues, delayed payments, and fraudulent claims. To address these challenges, SASSA has been gradually implementing more digital solutions, such as biometric verification and online reapplication services. The October 2025 update will also coincide with improvements in the SASSA Gold card system, ensuring that all cards expiring in 2025 will be renewed automatically. Beneficiaries are urged to keep their cards active and ensure their contact details are up to date to avoid disruptions in payment. In addition to the grant increases, SASSA has also released several important updates about payment schedules and verification procedures. Beneficiaries should remember that SASSA payments follow a staggered system to prevent overcrowding and ensure smooth access to funds. For October 2025, payments for older persons grants will be made on October 2, disability grants on October 3, and child grants on October 4. Those receiving multiple grants will receive all payments together on the earliest applicable date. It's important not to rush to withdraw money on the first day. SASSA encourages beneficiaries to wait a day or two if possible, as funds remain safely available in their accounts. SASSA has also emphasized that beneficiaries can now use any bank ATM or retail store till point to withdraw their money using their SASSA Gold card without paying additional charges at approved partner outlets. Those who prefer to switch to a personal bank account instead of the SASSA card can do so by visiting a local SASSA office or submitting their banking details online via the SASSA portal. However, SASSA warns beneficiaries to be cautious of scams and false messages requesting personal information or payment to upgrade grants. All official changes or verifications are done for free through authorized SASSA channels. It's also worth noting that the SRD 370 grant, officially known as the Social Relief of Distress Grant, will continue for eligible unemployed individuals until at least March 2026, according to recent statements by the Department of Social Development. However, there has been ongoing discussion about increasing the SRD grant or transitioning it into a basic income support system. While the October 2025 update doesn't include a raise in the SRD grant, officials have confirmed that a review is underway to consider possible increases in early 2026. The SRD grant remains a lifeline for millions of jobless South Africans who receive it monthly via direct bank transfer or mobile payment. Let's discuss how these increases are funded. The South African government allocates a substantial portion of its national budget to social development, nearly $400 billion in the 2025/2026 financial year. The majority of this funding goes towards social grants, making it one of the largest single budget items. The October 2025 increase is funded through a combination of budget reallocations and tax revenue, as well as improved collection efficiency by the South African Revenue Service, SASSA. The Treasury has stated that maintaining social grants is a top priority, as they are a proven tool for poverty reduction and social stability.